Welcome back for another edition of STEAM class. Today we're going to focus on the engineering design process, which we started last week with our Knot Stick project. If you remember, we were bringing in sticks from the yard and using our imagination to try to figure out what we could create it into. This solved two engineering problems. One, our first problem was we don't have a lot of materials at home, so we have to use whatever is available, and everyone can find a stick. The second engineering problem that we had for our ask part of the engineering design process is what can you create from your imagination to help you learn about the engineering design process? So our two ask questions were, what materials do we have? And what can we do to learn the engineering design process? So then we had to go to the next step, which is imagine. So you had to look at your stick and imagine what could you turn that into so that you could actually practice creating and following the steps of the engineering design process. I noticed a lot of you chose flowers, and one of the most interesting ones I saw was someone who decided to design a shovel for a pirate so he could look for buried treasure. All right, so now that we're on imagine, the next step is plan. So we've imagined, and now we're going to plan. During plan, you were supposed to draw and label your diagram following the ABCD criteria. This week, we're going to add an E into it, so I want to walk you through that step by step. So this week, we're just going to focus on the ask, the imagine, and plan. We're going to save, create for the following week, and then our last week will be doing improve. These are not always in sequence because you can see today we're actually skipping to improve our plan. So you can bounce around. It's not always in a circle. All right, so let's go to how we're going to improve our diagram or plan. So to improve your ABC diagram, we're going to look, is it accurate? Does your drawing or diagram look like the object? Is it big? Does it take up most of the page? Is it colorful? Do the colors match the object that you want to create? D, is it detailed? Did you add detailed labels and details in the drawing? And E is new. It's an explanation. Did you explain the function of the object? I see I have a typo, so guess what? We can fix things right over here. Did you explain the function of the object? What is it used for and what does it do? Let's go on to our next slide to practice that. So here is our rough draft, and it shows that you're supposed to label it with your name, your teacher, and your date. And here is this person's original drawing. I wonder if that meets those ABCD diagram recommendations. Let's look and see. Is it accurate? Does it look like the real flower? It has some of the features. Is it big? It's nice and big. It's taking up most of the page. Is it colorful? I wonder. And does it have detailed labels? Seems like a couple things are missing, so let's look at how that could be improved. So here is an improved plan. You can see that now the student put their name, first and last name, their teacher's name, and the date they created it. It also shows some of the mistakes that were in the last one. In the last one, there wasn't any color on many portions of the diagram, and there were not any labels. So this one has a title for the flower. It's showing that there are seeds in the center, that the pink part is the petals, that the green part is the leaves, and it's showing that it has some veins inside the leaves, and it's labeling the stick stem, which is the stick that we all started imagining from in the very beginning. It also has an explanation sentence stem that's going to help you when you do yours. So you will start it out the same. The function of the is. So in this one, it said the function of the flower is. So what do you think the function of a flower is when you're creating it or when you're planting it at your home? So you would go ahead and fill this out. Now, one of my first graders said the function of the flower is to make your house look beautiful, make your garden look beautiful. I wonder if you agree with that or if you have a different idea of what the function of the flower is. Now, we also have something new this week. When you go to submit your recording, you're going to follow the steps that you normally do. You're going to click on the icon that says make an attempt. You're going to follow the directions of saying your name, describing your reading the labels on your diagram, and then saying the function. So we just kind of practice that. I'm going to show you it again. So I would say my name is Nora McCormick. I'm in Miss Bellani's class, and I created a flower plan. In the plan, you can see that there are seeds, petals, leaves, stick and a stem, and the function of the flower is to decorate my house because I'm going to make an artificial flower. When I go to the next step, we want to make sure that we're doing our materials and tools list that we learned about last year in STEAM class. Now, again, we can only use what is at our house. So let's go over what a material is. Materials are things you can find around the house that you're going to use to actually create the flower. So we're all going to use a stick. And a cardboard tube is something you could use. You could use boxes, containers from your house. On mine that I started just as playing around, I was thinking, well, a cardboard tube is easy to cut and show the shape of the petals, and I can use a little twist tie to attach it to the stick. And then I can use my tools of crayons and scissors to get things the shape and color that I want them. So when you're filling out your T chart, so remember you make a giant letter T. On the left-hand side, you write materials. On the right-hand side, you write tools. And then you need to list everything that you're going to use to make your creation. If it's not on here, you cannot use it. So when you are thinking about how you're going to take that plan and turn it into an actual creation, and now this is not done, so this is just a start, you're going to have to think about what are you going to use. So on mine, I would need to add in twist, tie, and stick on the materials side here. And then I would need to add in, if I'm using glue or scissors or crayons, any tools that are things that we use to help us make the project, but they are not actually part of the project. Once you finish that, you're going to do your recording for me again this week. And this week, you'll see something different. I have a rubric. Now, I want to remind you, this is a year-long goal. We're not going to be perfect the first time we do a plan and we do a materials and tools list, and that's okay. So by the end of the year, we'll really know this well. So we have a rubric, a 4-point scale, and for each one, it will tell you step by step how you can get points for the ABC diagram. So I'll be looking to see, was your drawing accurate? Was it big? Was it colorful? Did you have detailed labels? I'm also going to be looking for a new step, which is the explanation. Did you give evidence about the function of the object? And then finally, materials and tools. So I'm going to be looking, did you include all the materials and tools that you will need to create your project? If you have any questions, remember, you can always send me a message in Schoology or email me through district email. I'd be happy to help you out if you're stuck. I can't wait to see your new and improved diagrams. Look forward to seeing you again next week. Have a great day.